So yeah, we're going to focus on a couple of little details. One of them I just said was the short I in the word pick or hit or tip, rather than the longer I, which would be peak, teep. You can feel the difference, huh? And for me,
Yes.
it's sound. It's sort of like I see it almost hitting the roof of my mouth. It, pick, hit. Uh, just say for me, hit.
Hit.
Mhm. Hit.
Is it a high pitch vowel?
Oh, no, the pitch is not important. It's just
Okay.
not to elongate it. So it's just just to keep it short. Hit.
Hit. No,
Nice.
even shorter.
Yeah, so it's a slightly different vowel sound too. So say for me heat.
Heat.
Right, which would be Heat, right?
Yes,
Heat.
yeah, yeah.
And then if we're talking about hitting like a baseball, we say hit. Hit.
Hit.
Uh-huh.
Hit.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. The other thing as well that we need to look for is because this will really make a difference to how much more native in the English language you sound, is, for instance, as you were telling me about your trip, you said was instead of was. You know, we've looked at that S and the Z, and it's very confusing because I don't know. Sometimes we do say it with an S, and sometimes we do say it with Z. So I will just point it out, and we'll figure it out as we go along. So we're going to work on this text. If you can pull it up, the life visioning, and basically what this man teaches is that the divine is in all of us, and that it is, I'll let you just find it.
But excuse me, where is it?
Did it not? Thank you. Where is it? Nicely said. Did it not show up in your inbox? I sent it with the link to the Zoom. It should be attached.
I got it. Yes.
You did get it.
Yes,
Good.
yes, yes.
Excellent. So what he teaches is that we are the divine, like we are, everything is part of the divine. There's no separation. And what that means is that within us is the full potential of creativity, of anything that's possible, right? Anything that is possible anywhere in the universe exists also in us. And so he teaches a process of visioning where you actually catch a hold of an expanded vision of what's possible for you and your life. And I think you'd also referenced, Luis, but I may be wrong, Joe Dispenza's work as being something that you've enjoyed, right? As well as the silver mind control. So I think both of those things also are about this expansion in consciousness and kind of directing our minds in a way that is productive rather than the opposite, rather than kind of focusing on negativity.
Totally. That resonates with me completely.
I thought it might, yeah. Okay, so I'll get you to just read the first sentence for me, if you will.
Yes. As you identify your recurring worst case scenarios, you become aware of the habit of rehearsing your worst fears.
Makes sense, right? Well, that's enough for now. Okay, so good. So we start with as, which is the Z. As you identify your recurring, just do that much for me.
As you identify your recurring,
Yeah, and instead of recurring, it's recur. See how my mouth kind of moves forward? Recurring.
recurring,
Yes, very nice. And then again, we've got that same vowel sound. Worst case scenarios.
was no, sorry.
Were. Yeah,
Worst case scenarios.
good. The worst was great. Worst case scenarios.
Scenarios.
Yep. And and I would say that that end scenarios is a z sound rather than a s. So it starts with the s sound, scenarios, like the s, and it ends with the z. Scenarios.
Scenarios.
Very nice. Okay, so let's do that whole thing together. As you identify your recurring worst case scenarios.
As you identify your recurring worst case scenarios.
Good. And case, of course, isn't the Z sound. And I'm guessing it might be because it's followed by a vowel. Um, worst case. So there we have the S sound.
Worst case.
Good. Okay. And then be careful, Luis. Like I got you to punch the as, but that isn't where the tonic accent would go in that sentence. So we don't say as you identify, we just say as you and remember how we talked about we usually put the stress on the verb?
Yes, yes.
As you identify your recurring worst case scenarios.
As you, no, so sorry, again, no. As you identify your recurring worst case scenarios.
Good. Scenarios.
Scenarios.
Say scenarios one more time for me.
Scenarios.
Yes, scenarios. So just drop the tone at the end of the word. Scenarios.
Scenarios.
Yes, good. You become aware.
You become aware.
Of the habit.
Of the habit.
And I noticed that I did the unstressed form of the, so I didn't say the habit, I said the habit. You become aware of the habit.
You become aware of the habit.
Very nice. Of rehearsing your worst fears.
Of rehearsing your worst fears.
Good. Of rehearsing your worst fears. So again, emphasis, accent on the rehearsing.
Verb.
Yeah, exactly. That rehearsing, let's just do that. Rehearsing your worst fears.
Rehearsing your worst fears.
Very nice. It is with that awareness that oh, sorry.
No. I will listen to you. Sorry.
Okay. It is with that awareness.
It is with that awareness.
And there you said a more American sounding aware, which is okay. I don't mind it. But just to know that if you want to go further towards the mid-Atlantic, you would drop the sound and do awareness.
I will do that.
All right. You high achiever.
Yes. It is with that awareness.
Yes. That you deconstruct.
That you deconstruct.
And not deconstruct, but deconstruct is where the emphasis would be on that. So I think that's probably a Spanish thing to do, that you deconstruct, but we say deconstruct.
That you deconstruct.
Yeah, exactly. And now with as if it's ingrained and you don't have to force it. So that you deconstruct.
That you deconstruct.
Yes, good. These limiting worst case scenarios.
These limiting worst case scenarios.
Have you frozen? Oh.